All right then, people. That was a decent weekend of boxing, wasn't it? We had Jamie TKV versus Fraser Clarke, and we had Ben Whittaker versus Benjamin Gavazi. Both fights, I would say, were I was going to say lived up to expectations, but the Whittaker fight definitely lived up to expectations. Fraser Clarke versus TKV, that definitely surpassed my expectations. In all honesty, I thought that could have the potential to be a bit of a stinker. I guess first we get into that fight. Fraser Clarke, Jamie TKV. Jamie TKV gets the win by split decision, I believe, over Fraser Clarke. Yeah, this was an upset for me. I thought Fraser Clarke would win. I thought he'd probably get it done by decision. I thought it had the potential to be a bit of a stinker. It was a good fight. I personally didn't find it the most entertaining. I don't really like those kind of fights. It was a very rough fight. It was a rough fight. It was very grueling. If I don't have a problem with someone's style being grueling. Like on the undercard of Ben Whittaker versus Gavazi, we saw Gavin Gwynn versus I forget his name, Cameron Vong, and Gwynn definitely had a more grueling style whereas Vong was a bit more of the cleaner boxer. Though I think that style, that kind of fight meshes really well when it's two guys who are kind of being a bit grueling. I don't find that particularly entertaining. But yeah, man, I think the problem for Fraser in this fight really was probably the lack of professional experience, right? Well, not the lack of professional experience, because it's not like TKV has loads of professional experience, but he didn't stay in the amateurs as long as Fraser Clarke did. That was the problem for Fraser Clarke for me, is he probably stayed in the amateurs too long, and he had a guy in there, TKV, who's strong, knows what he's good at, and knows how to execute it. Kind of come unstuck. I don't think he stuck to his boxing enough. He looked very aggressive in the opening round. His left hook to the body was working really well. His uppercut was working really well. His rear uppercut. But his gas tank failed him, and TKV took over because he just knew kind of had a rough Fraser Clarke up. And Fraser Clarke really would have been, it would have been beneficial to have stuck to his boxing. He hasn't got the best legs in the world, but he does use them very well. And he's got a good jab. And no, that isn't what happened. And TKV gets a good upset win for me. I honestly thought going into this, TKV really isn't better than fringe British level, English level. But he proved me wrong. Good fight, entertaining fight, big heavyweight fight, grueling. British title, new British champion, Jamie TKV. He deserves it, to be fair. He was hard done by in that David Adelaide fight, with a ref saying break and then the punch on the break from Adelaide. But you could also say the same thing about Fraser Clarke, and honestly, he was hard done by in the first Fabio Wardley fight. However, he did get a chance to avenge that and didn't. That actually plays into a point, though. Did Fraser Clarke maybe not stick to his boxing in this fight because he was kind of outfought in that second Fabio Wardley fight, where Fabio just kind of came out, put it on him, and immediately got him out of there? Did that maybe give Fraser Clarke reservations about sticking to his boxing, because he came out slow in that second Fabio Wardley fight, thinking he could box him again, and that's ultimately was his downfall? I think that's a point to think about. But yeah, good win from TKV, because I thought he was fringe British level, English level, and in my opinion, he's beat a European fighter. What's next for both men? Well, for TKV, probably Dave Allen, right? Dave Allen's having a tune-up in February, I believe. Yeah, I believe February. On the Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington 2 undercard. That undercard just had a fight added to it. What's his name? Ishmael Davis, and that guy that just beat Boston, I forget his name, Flawaz, some fucking bullshit like that. Yeah, that's a great fight. So that card's looking pretty good. Yeah, that's probably what's next for TKV. What's next for Fraser Clarke, however, is a bit more unclear to me. I believe he's European level with his skill set. He's got skills, but he's a bit long in the tooth now. Had those damaging defeats, or defeat and draw to Fabio Wardley, which really should give him hope, right? Fabio Wardley's now a WBO champion, and you arguably beat him. But he's 34. He seems to be struggling to win a British title. I think he's European level. Maybe he should go for the European next. Don't know. I don't think he can, because I don't think he's got the commercial pull to kind of demand a fight like that. Considering his recent form is a draw, loss, win, loss. So, what's next for Fraser Clarke? Probably 1 or 2 tune-ups. Maybe he'll fight for a vacant British title. Who knows? Okay, moving on. Ben Whittaker versus Benjamin Gavazi. Yeah, did what expected. You all know I made a video about Ben Whittaker. It was a fair point. It was fair criticism, because I believed he could go somewhere. And in my opinion, he's done pretty much everything I said in that video that he needed to do. He's looking good recently. Not an impressive win, but he's done it in the right way. He obviously, since that video, has had the Liam Cameron win in the second round, where he kind of sat down on the counter shot and hurt Liam Cameron badly. Early stoppage, but still. And then he has had this fight against Benjamin Gavazi, where similar story, right? Sat down on the shots, got him out of a devastating KO in the first round. Did exactly what he needed to do. Not particularly impressive. However, did what he needed to do. Not really much I can say. I think I want to see him in there against the winner of. In December, we have a fight between Craig Richards and Dan Aziz. I believe Craig Richards will get that done. Dan Aziz has been on some skeptical. He's been on a skeptical run of form recently. I'll admit. Let's have a look on his box rec here. He's 22, 2-1. Lost to Gavazi. Got a draw against Sepp, which, God, man, he could have lost that. I remember that. And then lost to Lewis Edmondson. He could have won that. He really could have won that. Had a 6-rounder since then, which I'm not sure if I've seen. I know I did see it. Yeah, it was against a guy who lost his last fucking however many fights though, and then got a win last time out of Nigeria in 4 rounds where he looked decent. So, whereas Craig Richards is run of form, he lost to Willie Hutchinson very clearly. Beat McCory last time out, but a very good knockout. He's looking just a bit better for me, and he's just the higher level fighter in general. So yeah, I'd like to see Ben Whittaker in against the winner of that. Now, unfortunately, I missed the co-main event on the undercard, Aaron Bowen versus Tom Cowling. Apparently that was a very, very good fight for the Midlands area title. Unfortunately missed it. Didn't miss Cameron Vaughn versus Gavin Gwynn though. Draw is a fair decision in that fight. Unfortunate for Gavin Gwynn, you can say. But in all honesty, I think even though Cameron Vaughn got the win first time round, I believe that was probably a clearer win for Gavin Gwynn than this could have been. A draw was perfectly fine. That's what I had it scored as. Yeah, it was a bold step up for them to put him in there, Vaughn in there with Gavin Gwynn. Gavin Gwynn's a good fighter. I know he's a bit long in the tooth now, but he's been British, Commonwealth, and European. He's pretty much done everything except win a world title. So, very, very bold to put him in there with Gavin Gwynn, because he's a very, very good fighter. Who's Gavin Gwynn really lost to? Mark Chamberlain's not a bad loss at all. Like, you know what I mean? He's done good in his career. Has Gavin Gwynn also lost to Joe Cordina back in the day? Had Joe Cordina really, really hurt in that fight? I think I remember that. So yeah, that was pretty much a recap on the weekend's boxing. Yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.